New on AM Extra, an award-winning Portland sculptor out with a new exhibit. He's using wood in some amazing ways that you probably haven't seen before.
Philip A. Robinson Jr. crafts his wooden sculptures to share inspiring stories from both popular and marginalized cultures. Philip joining us now in studio to tell us more about his work and where you can catch his latest exhibit, the House of Regina. Good morning. This is absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so glad you were here. It is interesting, in my opinion, when an artist chooses wood as the medium, because you work with it unlike any other material. Why is wood your medium as an artist?
Yeah, so I actually started with ceramics in undergrad. And so I was making those things and then really moved more towards metal. And then when I graduated from graduate school, I just didn't have a foundry or, the money to really afford a studio that had ventilation and things like that. So I was able to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get a $20 Roby tool and just fiddle around with some wood. And so I really did that for the next 15 years and really understanding the nuances between wood and the locations of where it's been sourced, the lumber companies that really utilize that wood, and the relationships between wood and humans.
Wow.
That is really...
Wow, this is a long way from fiddling with some wood, by the way. This is something else.
That's so interesting. Well, okay, so before we dig into your newest exhibit, House of Regina, talk us through, some of the themes that you've explored in some of your latest work. I think folks might actually not realize they've walked by a lot of your pieces if you've been in and out of PDX in the last couple of years.
That's right.
You had artwork at the airport for a long time. So tell us a little bit about some of the themes that you have explored here.
Representation is key for me.
Yeah.
I'm also a teacher. I teach at Catlin Gable, and so for me, be able to kind of see yourself represented in these spaces where this artwork is being shown. So when I had the opportunity to show at the airport, it was really about being seen when you're stepping off of that plane into the space, whether being from here in Portland or a transplant here. Really be able to see yourself represented in that space. So same thing here with these pieces for the House of Regina. Regina A. Arnold was my mother. She was a dean of students at Sarah Lawrence College and a teacher of crime and sociology. And so I really wanted to pay homage back to all the individuals that she touched during her time here. Unfortunately, she passed in 2006 from cancer, but while she was here, she had made such a positive and impactful, motion between all the students that she interacted with, not only myself and family members, but other people that she touched in different ways.
Well, then how is she represented through your art? I mean, let's take a closer look at some of what you've brought in. What can people expect? How do you hope they interact with pieces like this? We have this camera shot set up here on the larger piece that's off here. Yeah. Yes. Take us through it. What do you hope the audience sees with your work? And let's start with this piece here.
So with each individual, I'm taking imagery from pictures, from film, print. These are all individuals that would have been around or been impacted by my mother's experience. And so when people are seeing these individuals, they're seeing people that they may have recognized before, or may have seen before. And that really goes back into your own historical ideology of like the people that have come in contact with, the people that you see as heroes or heroines. And so you're seeing a lot of that imagery in these works, as well as the different wood types. So none of the wood has been tinted. All the wood is natural wood. And I use dendrochronology to date all of that wood.
I was just about to ask, okay, let's talk about what is dendrochronology when we're looking at this? What are we seeing?
Right, so as children, we know that if you're looking at a tree and it's been cut down, we're able to count the age of the tree by counting the rings. So if you know a piece that I'm using is from one slab of wood, I sand everything down to about 400 grit so that you can see the lines, the linear value in the wood. Wow. So if you know a piece from here, for instance, like this padok used in the shirt, the sweater, was sourced here locally in Portland, then you're talking about the historical timeline between when that tree was cut down to now being repurposed into these figures. So you're really talking about the history of Portland within each piece.
Oh my gosh.
That is fascinating.
See, as we're looking at the face on this work here, just like different types of wood, all of it fit together. It's like a beautiful natural way to showcase these elements and just really bring it together in this image. It's so fascinating.
Thank you.
It really is. So with that said, when and where can people see this? You got the showcase coming up.
That's right. So I opened up, the exhibition opened up at the Eminent Domain Winery in Newburgh. I really wanted to give my viewers a chance, my audience, to kind of feel what I felt growing up with my mom in New York City. We would travel on the weekends to Hudson Valley to kind of visit the winery. So when I moved here with my family, we wanted to find that kind of same experience. So I wanted to give my audience a way to kind of feel what I felt when I was with my mom. And so coming to this vineyard, when you're coming in, you have a wide open view of the valley as you walk in, and you're able to see all these pieces put around the yards in their space.
Oh
Wow,
my gosh,
that's
that is
great.
Too cool. Well, Phil, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's great to talk with you
Thank
and
you.
learn about the story behind these beautiful works. What a wonderful way to honor your mom.
Thank
Yeah.
you. People can go check out the show. It'll be up until the end of June, and definitely go take a look for yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I
that's
hope
great.
they do go and see these works in person. I know it looks cool on TV. It is so much cooler
Yeah,
up close.
there's a level of detail.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if you want to go see the House of Regina for yourself, it is on display now through June 30th at Eminent Domain Estate in Newburgh. And you can learn more about Philip's art at philiparobinsonjr.com. It's 8:14 on this Tuesday morning.